Hey there! I'm Sage Grayson, and I help ambitious career women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. Today, I want to give a big hello to those of you who are brand new to life editing, or those of you who have been around for a while but still don't understand it, or those of you who do understand it but you're not implementing it. Because no matter where you are on this life editing journey, we're all beginners. The very basic point of life editing is that your life is always changing. So you're always going to be making those positive self-development changes. We're all making tiny edits to become the best versions of ourselves. So let's go back to the beginning. I was an editor in the publishing world for about 10 years before I became a life coach. I edited medical textbooks for some prominent US healthcare organizations, mostly focusing on end-of-life care. I loved being a book editor and helping make other people's work shine, but I couldn't stay in healthcare forever. Reading and editing books and materials about horrible diseases and death all the time really took its toll on me. I knew that I needed to find a career that would lift my spirit instead of weighing heavily on me. At the time, I was running a mildly successful advice blog where I shared these nuggets of wisdom about overcoming procrastination, staying organized, and living a happier life. I was following the blogs from other life coaches who were sharing the same information that I was, except they were getting paid to do it. I realized it was time for me to own my worth and start my business. But all the advice that I was hearing from career coaches was that I needed to completely cut ties from my past corporate life if I wanted to be successful as an entrepreneur. That didn't really resonate with me, and I kept coming back to editing. I didn't hate editing. Far from it. Editing is what made sense to my left-brained personality. It was around this time that I started to notice that I was using the same techniques with my coaching clients that I used to use when I was editing books. If you've ever edited anything, then this framework will be very familiar to you. Okay, so imagine that you are an editor and this manuscript, this rough draft, has just landed on your desk. And it needs some polishing before any publisher will print it and send it to bookstores all around the world. What do? Well, you don't throw it in the trash and start from scratch. No! You know that there are good things in this manuscript. It just needs a little editing. My clients don't need to throw away their current lives or divorce their spouses or move across the country or quit their jobs or any other kind of extreme measure. They could embrace their type A personalities and make small strategic changes. It all made sense. My editing past was an asset, and I could use it to help women edit their lives. There are 5 steps to the life editing process, and we're going to start with step 1, create a foundation. Even if your life isn't perfect, there are things that support you and keep you stable. Those good things that are already working for you are called your foundation. Step 2 is delete bad influences. This is what most people think of when they think of editing. Grab your red pen and cross off everything. And it's true. You can't add in those positive things that are missing in your life until you create room by deleting all the junk. Step 3 is add good habits and routines. After you've deleted the bad influences in your life, you'll notice that you have much more time, space, and energy for all of those good things that have been missing. Now you can do all of those things that you never made time for in the past, like find your ideal career, take care of yourself, and have fun. Step 4 is rearrange everything into a perfect flow. This step is all about time management. If your days aren't going as smoothly as you'd like, Well, you might need to do some adjusting, and rearranging just a few things in your schedule could make all the difference. Step 5 is make white space for personal self-care. White space is a publishing term that literally means the white space on the page where there's no text and no pictures, usually around the margins. For life editing, personal white space is needed to give yourself a place to rest, relax, and recharge. It's self-care so that you can be physically, emotionally, and mentally prepared to do what you need to do. That's the life editing process, but it doesn't end when you've gone through all 5 steps. Life editing is this ongoing process that you can return to again and again. If you're ready to get started with life editing or take your current life editing practice to the next level, then I invite you to join me and your life editing sisters for Life Editing for Beginners. Life Editing for Beginners is a 5-week group coaching program for women who are ready to clean up their lives, save time, nurture themselves, and get stuff done. This fun introduction to the life editing process is sure to boost your self-development motivation. Whether you're new to life editing or a total pro, you're in the right place. The entire Life Editing for Beginners program is now available in the Life Editor Clubhouse. But if you want weekly group calls with me, then you're in luck because the next live session is starting very soon. All the information is below. This is your chance to make small, positive edits to become the best version of yourself. Your life is waiting for you. Let's begin.